I feel like when it comes to creativity, you can have so many ideas running through your head, but you just can't find the motivation to get your ideas on paper. Or you have ideas that you've been planning for years, but other things keep getting in the way. This video is meant to be more of a ramble than advice, so if that's not your thing, feel free to click off. I just want to talk about my own experience when it comes to motivation and how much of a struggle it can be. Hi! This video is sponsored by me. I'm jumping in to say I have a Gumball fanzine in the works, and applications are currently open. We'll be going through every single episode of the wonderfully weird world of Gumball and dedicating a poster style illustration to each one. I'll be popping up like this in any videos I upload while the zine is still in need of members, and I'll be linking the application form in the description below. I'd love to have you on board! Anyway, back to the video. I have been working on the same project for 10 years of my life since I was 11 years old, called The Best Friends. Technically, I've not been working on it all that time, but me and my sister created the story back then and made doll videos, and have been planning it all out ever since. Originally, we wanted it to be an animated show, but plans have changed over time. I got an animation degree when I was 19, but I lost a lot of faith in the industry given how often new projects are cancelled or heavily censored, and I didn't want to have to deal with that. Plus, I realised while I was doing that course that large-scale animation wasn't really my thing. However, during that time I discovered a love for comics, and just about 2 years ago I started planning one and learning all about making comics in my spare time. I was so interested in that, and literally all I watched on YouTube for about a year was every single video about comics I could find on the platform. If you made or watched a video about comics prior to 2025, I've probably seen it. Anyway, last year I started actually drawing it and it became my biggest interest, and I got the first episode finished in January of this year. If you're wondering why it took me so long, you guessed it, it was my motivation. When it's my main interest, I can lock in and get 24 panels done a week, but when it's not my main interest, I need to force myself to do it. Like right now, for example. I found a new study method thanks to my best friend where I send them the work I completed that day, so someone other than me can see my progress, and it was really helping at first. And it's still the way I keep myself motivated, but if I miss a couple of days, get overwhelmed by the size of a panel, have other ideas running through my head related to my other more prominent interests, then yeah, I can't do it. I'm almost finished the page that I'm on. If I lock in, I can easily get it done today. It'll only take me another hour or so I'll let you know how that goes. Honestly though, me putting this in the script means I'll definitely get it done today. Little motivation trick right there. That said, all I want to do is think about Gumball. It's weird because when I'm not drawing my comic, I'm not necessarily drawing other things or even in the mood to draw other things. I just want to think about my interest, I want to talk about them, I want to get excited about them, and I can't do that if I'm working. Last night I went to my room to work on my comic and I was having such a miserable time because I just wanted to talk about Gumball. It was all I wanted to do. But the second I start multitasking, I stop multitasking and just switch to the other task. Bring out my phone to talk to people while I draw? Not drawing anymore. Watch a video on my laptop? Not drawing anymore. Listening to music? Honestly, I even get distracted by singing. And I know I could listen to soundtracks, but I'm a man on the internet fan. I can't do that without singing either. YouTube, oddly enough, is the one thing I can do without losing motivation, unless I lose interest in the topic I'm discussing, but that only really applies to longer videos. Like, I had a Fiona and Cake video I wanted to do, but I wasn't interested in the script anymore, so I abandoned it. However, I have this Gumball video I've been working on for months that I still very much want to do. Obviously, because it's my main interest. And this script right here I'm writing in one setting. I even enjoy the editing, like it takes a while but I don't get bored. The only time I'll stop is if I'm too tired, because I usually edit at night when it's quiet, or other things are overwhelming me. I'm not sure why YouTube videos specifically are easy for me to make without getting distracted. Maybe it's because when I'm doing the scripts I'm actively talking about what's on my mind. For the most part anyway. I wish I didn't feel so burdened by my passion project. It's genuinely my life goal to have that story out there, and it has been for half of my life now. As I said, me and my sister created it together when I was 11, and I'm 21 today. This isn't some idea I came up with randomly last year and lost interest a few months down the line. I genuinely have so much passion for this story, and I think about it regularly, but other things always take over, like Undertale and Deltarune, Gumball, Adventure Time, Disenchantment, and plenty of other things. And I don't know what to do about it. A lack of motivation really sucks. For the record, I'm only diagnosed with anxiety, but neurodivergent people always immediately assume I'm also neurodivergent. I'm not going to use any specific terms, but if you think I'm describing your experience with something, I easily could be. Just giving you context. I feel like if I explain my motivation to people in person, they'd understandably say, well, maybe telling stories via comics isn't for you. And I get where they're coming from, but I really don't think that's the problem. My problem is honestly only being able to focus on one interest at a time. I've brought it up twice now, but like, currently my main interest is Gumball, in case you couldn't tell by my last two videos, and I'm obviously loving it. I'm a day one fan of the show. I've genuinely loved it since I was 6 years old, and being in a fandom where I'm being so involved is one of the most fun things in the world to me. However, that's not always a good thing, because as I've said, it takes over your life. All the music I listen to, everything I want to draw, everything I think about, everything I talk about, it all comes back to Gumball. And while I don't think that's inherently a bad thing, like I've been going on about this whole video, it prevents me from doing anything else, or at least from doing those things and enjoying it. Honestly, the point of this video was just to air out my frustration and to give myself pressure to finish this page today, but if that's made any of you feel seen, do let me know. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say for now, so I will hopefully see you next time, and goodbye.